So, who's ready for some more nifty, thrifty tips? I'll be back in a minute. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. I love helping people keep some of their own hard-earned money. Could that be you? I sure hope so. Let's talk about being a little more thrifty today. And by the way, these days it couldn't hurt to err on the thrifty side, if you know what I'm saying. This sounds like a simplistic statement, but in actuality, it makes a lot of sense. Let's think about this for a minute. Spend your money wisely. We always have a couple of choices in life. We really, really do. We could take something like money and make a decision to be kind of foolish about it, or we can make a decision to spend our money and choose to spend it wisely. That's how you get to maximize your money a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying that there's never a situation where you just might get a little bit foolhardy with money, but it shouldn't be the norm. It should be the exception. And I mean like the biggest exception to the rule. So my suggestion, this is the way I look at it and what works for me. I like to spend my money wisely. It is my choice. That's a choice I like to take. The next thing I like to do would be to earn more interest wherever I can on accounts. I think that that's just an easier option. It's just really kind of simple. It's just a matter of searching, questioning, determining. But again, I'm only talking about me. I'm not telling other people what to do. I'm just saying, these are just smart, in my opinion, ideas and thoughts. Next, pay less interest where you can. Avoid situations that charge interest. Avoid situations like that. Why do some people? This is just a question I have. I think about this sometimes and I ask myself, why do some people feel better about having more debt, more loans? I don't know that. They don't realize that they're getting into what I call the rabbit hole of debt. It's like just goes further and further and further. And they're playing it, trying to play catch up. And it's a mess. It's a mess. It's just, to me, a baffling question. That's all I could say. So I think it's just kind of sort of smart to pay less interest on things. Just saying. So be aware. And a lot of times people are just not aware. They're not aware of the numbers, which in and of itself should be its own show. Truly, people that choose to not be aware. Sometimes people choose to not be aware because they think it's above their head when really it's really more simpler than they realize. Just ask some questions. And thankfully these days, we have the information at the touch of a fingertip. If you don't understand something, ask. The magic genie is not going to come around and answer every question. Sometimes people have to research, tap that little screen. There was a time if you wanted a question answered, and I really mean it, you had to leave your house, you had to go to the library, you had to get a book and pray you find the book. You see where I'm going with this. But there's no excuse today, in my honest opinion, no excuse today about, well, I didn't know. Well, okay, that may be true. And I'll buy that the first time. But if you really don't know, you really care enough about it, check it out. But then again, the person has to do what? Care enough about it. That's a different show. All right, next, maximize your grocery budget value. Yeah. Take advantage of the best unit prices of things. Now, there are some items where I get it, where the math, and I don't like math. Trust me on that. I will say that till my last breath. I never cared for math. However, I respect math. I don't like it. I respect it because math is, after all, a fact. It is a fact and will always be a fact that 2 plus 2 will forever equal 4. Whether I like math or dislike math, doesn't matter. 2 plus 2 will equal 4. Let's say a person has a number 5 budget, but they're spending a number 10. What does that tell you? There is a problem. So mathematically speaking, there could be a big problem if you are like just living along the edge like that. But let's get back to basics here. Maximizing your grocery budget is a great thing to do. There's a lot of wiggle room there. Take advantage of the sales and only shop for the things that your family actually likes and uses. Just saying, just saying. Don't buy things just to make your active pantry or your stockpile look so cute. Well, yeah, you could take a picture of it and you could say, wow, this is so cute. But if your family's never using it and it's sitting there for a really long time and, decaying, what's so cute about it? Then, looking back, the person just threw their money in the garbage can. That's never good. So always try to maximize your grocery budget. And I do strongly suggest meal planning. I'm not saying go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is what I'm going to eat Monday. This is what I'm going to eat Tuesday, like doing that a week before. Now, if you like that plan and that works for your family, great. But some people feel they want the flexibility. Have the components that you need to throw any meal together at a moment's notice. Streamline your meals. If we streamline our meals and plan a little better in that aspect, the tendency rate to not make that phone call that's going to cost an extra tip, and those tips could be going to what? Paying down bills, right? Or whatever, or maybe purchasing that outfit that you really want. How many times did you deprive yourself of that new outfit or like new outfit because you thought that you couldn't pay for it? But meantime, a lot of the money that could have gone towards that new item really just went to a tip or eating, some nonsense food over and over and over again. It's just thoughts of mine. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. Okay, free entertainment. Free entertainment could be totally fun. Entertainment should be something that is the least thing that you spend the most of, in my opinion. Now, I'm talking about people who are on a tight budget, who are having difficulty making ends meet. If everything is okay with you and you're doing well and the cash flow is coming in, hey, great for you. You don't have to as much. Although it's always good to be responsible no matter what your magnitude of income is. But for the person that's like, gee, now which bill should I pay first? My rent, my food, or my light bill? There's a problem with throwing money away on entertainment. But I want to do this because, after all, I deserve it. Hey, I say in a way that all of us deserve a little happiness, but why does happiness have to cost money? That's my opinion. Why does true happiness have to cost money? Why can't we be more creative? You see, one thing that I really admire, and I'm going to get into this about frugality in a very soon video. One thing really, really amazing about frugal people in general, I have noticed, frugal people tend to be very creative. Like I'm in my zone right now. I like to create messages, okay? And I am a frugal person. Was I born frugally? Very not. Very, very not, okay? So that is something that I honed through experience, in the last 40 or 50 years. But I wasn't born frugally. I was a kid, I just wasn't born frugally. But the thing is this, you see, I have learned that being creative, I can help other people. I can make messages. I could do this. I could do that, whatever. I'm just saying, what can you do? Being creative is a form of a hobby or entertainment. That's entertaining for me. It's entertaining for me to be creative. It's entertaining for myself to share ideas as well. I'm just saying, what is your enjoyment that doesn't cost you really that much money or money at all? The trick is to learn to live within your means and to work best with what you have. Having free entertainment is really a great thing to do. And it really, really expands your discretionary spending. Just saying, just saying. Okay, next, cut down on takeout meals. Again, by having a good plan, a good strategy, really a strategy about how you plan your meals really helps in the event of cutting down on takeout meals. Why do people take out takeout meals? Number one, two reasons. They say time and they say fatigue. I'm tired. I don't feel like cooking. Well, if you already have a pre-made meal in your freezer that you made on a better day when you weren't fatigued and you were doing it for fun, right? You manufactured your own meal. What is so difficult about remove meal from fridge or freezer and heat up? Hello. I remove meals directly from my freezer. I pop it into a baking tray, and I might toss it in my oven or anything else that I want to heat it up in. Honestly, for me, that is nothing. To me, that is nothing. Some ever order something from takeout from a delivery, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting. You feel like really hungry. You're really really tired. You just want to get the whole thing over with already. That's not a good approach. So these little thrifty ideas are very, very helpful. But finally, last but not least, no, there's actually two more, excuse me. Don't give away or lend out money you do not have. Now, I recommend monthly budgets. This is my suggestion, strong suggestion, checking out your money, your budget every single month. And honestly, if there are situations that come up, like you really, really want to acknowledge someone's birthday, will do something special that doesn't cost you money. If you're looking at your numbers and the numbers don't make sense, how can you, let's say, spend $100 or $200 you don't have? Some people, they want to save face. So what they do is they go into that money and then they don't care about paying an important bill and getting a late fee on it. No, 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 no. Bills, everything, all that goes out first. You take care of that first. And the person that knows you well enough and just knows you and loves you anyway, they'll really appreciate the thought, a thoughtful card that you can make. And that's another hobby. I hear of people telling me that they sit down with their family and they create cards. What a nice experience. And what a wonderful, lovely thought. And thank you for sharing that. You know who you are. I loved it. You mentioned this the other day. So I'm just saying we don't have to, we just don't have to. We don't have to spend. But certainly do not give away money or spend money you do not have. I am sorry. Bills come first, and especially the essential bills. No, 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 no. Okay. Next, and this is actually kind of related to what I just said. Be honest about your numbers. Be honest about your budget. If what you're paying out costs $1,000 a month, you have to indicate that $1,000. Don't try to humor yourself and say, well, it's only $600 when it's in actuality $1,000. You have to be honest and not afraid of your numbers. I know that these tips will help. I know they will. If I reached out to one person today, then guess what? I completed my objective. And that's the reason I like to smash down the record button for great folks like you. Have an amazing, fantastic day, everybody. Take good care of yourself and your family.